Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to our 6th installment of Friday Night Fever. I'm Vince Sapienza, but for the first time this season, I'm not alone. Alongside me is Keeper's newest member, a volleyball extraordinaire and football connoisseur, Addie Olson. How are we doing?
Good, thanks, Vince. I'm pumped to be joining this team, especially during the most magical times of the year, better than Christmas in my eyes.
Yeah.
Football season.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more, because week 6 of the Fever may be the best of the bunch. We had a couple heavyweight matchups going on tonight with two ranked undefeated teams going at it in Pryor, as well as another pair perfect records on the line in Walla Walla.
That's right, and we start here in the MCC, the reigning 4A state champs with their toughest test of the year, taking on the unbeaten Blue Devils. Let's jump to Leslie Stadium, where the Riverhawks' Austin Urlacher looks to continue his march to an MCC single-season rushing record, but first quarter not looking like that. Ball to Urlacher on almost every play, and finally a defense that can wrap the Riverhawks up. Walla Walla coming in hot. Quarterback Trevor Coronado hits Mitchell Huffman, who runs it in for 6. Blue Devils strike first, but the extra point gets blocked. Riverhawks say that's not going to fly in the second quarter, but this will. That's Logan Ellsworth hits Dylan Coonrad, not bad, but not quite in. And Urlacher, back with vengeance, finishes the job, and Chiawana has something to cheer about. No real reason for them to stop either. They get the ball back and right up to the goal line with 6 seconds left in the half, and who else but Austin Urlacher finding a way to squeak it in for a second touchdown. The Devils can't quite catch the Riverhawks in the second half, and Chiawana takes the game 28-19.
A 2A state championship preview was on full display tonight. The third-ranked Mustangs hosting the fourth-ranked Bulldogs. Both teams 6-0, and in those 12 wins have combined for, get this, 606 points and 7 shutouts. In short, two really good offenses against two really good defenses. Something's got to give over at Art Fiker, with the winner having an inside track to Tacoma. What would it be in this one, an offensive shootout or defensive doozy? How about a bit of both? In the first, a 55-yard run is capped by a 5-yard one. Isaiah Sanders, Coach Sonicson, rewarding the hard work. 7-0 Prosser. All right, let's see what Ellensburg can do now without even blinking. The give to Gabe Caskey, and for those unfamiliar, he is pretty good too. 13 touchdowns on the year, make it 14 with this one. The only back in the CWAC, over 1,000 on the ground. But the Mustangs punch right back. 3rd and goal. Sanders again putting the Stangs back on top. 14-7 at the break. We jump to the third. Bulldogs on the 10, threatening to score, and not really a threat, more of a promise, with Caskey getting the rock his second. We are tied up. Prosser on the march in. Case and Blair looking for Cardell Jones in the end zone, but Garrett Hill tips it away, and tips are picks, I should say, Addie, for Big E. Bryce Helgeson all the way back to take their first lead of the night, and this one lived up to the hype with 4 seconds left in the game. Prosser had the ball on the 5-yard line, threw it incomplete. The Bulldogs hand Prosser their first loss of the year, 21-14.
And let's hop back to the MCC. Kamiakin taking on the winless Falcons. And the Braves waste little time. TJ Fomasili takes the pitch right down the sideline for 17 yards inside the 10. And a penalty pushes them back to the 16, but no problem. Tyson Patton with a swing pass to Austin Gutierrez, and Kamiakin is on the board. And looking for more. Still in the first, Patton rolls to his right and lets it go. Darian Moore comes back for the ball. That's a 32-yard pickup. And it sets up this. Fomasili bowls his way in from the 2. And the Braves steamroll the Falcons, keep Hanford winless, 47-12.
Who would have thought when Richland and Pasco met at this point in the season that the Bulldogs would have as many wins as the Bombers? The answer, not many. Now, no offense to the boys in purple, but prior to the season, the Bulldogs hadn't won a game in more than 2 years, and Richland reached the quarterfinals last season. Regardless, the two met tonight with the two top passers in the MCC. A little thriller going down at Edgar Brown, though the Bulldogs faithful not thrilled with the first half. Already 35-0 in the second. Taylor O'Toole to give to Mason Jackson for the 5-yard touchdown. It's 42-0 with 3 to go in the half. The Purple coaching staff obviously frustrated, giving the boys a pep talk, and whatever they said, well, it helped. Ensuing possession, Colby Calloy fakes out everyone on the defense, including our camera, gets it to Eric Orange for a 60-plus catch-and-run touchdown. Bulldogs on the board. Second half now, Bombers trying to milk some clock, but Elgin McLean didn't get his flu shot yet because he coughs this one up. Pasco recovers, and here they come. Calloy, the #1 passer in the MCC for a reason, hooking up with Kendall Lee for another big catch and run touchdown. Pasco inching closer. Well, that's as close as they would get because the Bombers would move down the field. O'Toole, the play fake, rolls out and hits Jacob Heinen. Bombers ruin the Bulldogs' homecoming 49-12. To the lamp now, the Reeling Lions have lost 3 of their last 4, looking to right the ship against the 1-win Suns. In the first, already up 3, Dwight Norwood doing Dwight Norwood type things like scoring touchdowns, his 10th of the year, Failed extra point makes it 9-0 Lions. Southridge on the ensuing possession, trying to make a play. Maschio Ely Thomas dancing behind the line. He gets popped and drops the ball on the rug. Kennewick recovers. Then how about this for congratulations? Devin Edward with the celebration shoved to Ray Gutierrez. No worries, he's okay. Second quarter now. Always better to be lucky than good. Southridge with what should have been a pick is a tip and catch by Dylan Plew for the TD. 15-0 Lions. And then Norwood would get his 11th on the year with a 2-yard score right here. And the Lions roar past Southridge 32-9.
And when we come back, we have plenty more with the Fever to heat up for you, including highlights from the 1B and 2B ranks, CWAC and Oregon action, as well as scores from the SCAC. It's all next. Don't touch that dial.
Thank you, ladies. It seems like a lock that when Touchy and Liberty Christian meet on November 6th, they both will still be undefeated and still ranked 2 and 3. But until then, each have work to do, and any hiccup could prove disastrous for their season. We start with the Patriots at home, taking on the Knights of Sunnyside Christian, and here's something we don't show very often. Liberty Christian's defense. Robbie Hyman blows by his blocker, and he's got Justin Faber in his clutches for the quarterback sack. And now the Liberty Christian offense, and there was plenty of it. This just in the first half. John Lester with a swing pass to Mitch Godwin, and he's all alone on the sideline. He makes one man miss, and he's headed to Patriot. Makes it 46-8. The next time the Patriots touch the ball, Lesser tosses to Cody Daniels on the sweep, and he is going 48 yards to the end zone. And the Patriots aren't done. Lesser would call his own number later, taking it right up the middle. You'll see in a bit. Shakes loose from one guy, and he's gone. 64 yards to the house. Patriots no trouble remaining undefeated. 62-16 your final. Go to Touchy, who has custom, kicks off our Fever coverage with a 3 p.m. kickoff, hosting the Wildcats of Colton. Indians on defense to start. This is 4th down for the Wildcats. James Cates applying the pressure, gets a man on it, killing the Colton drive, and that gives the ball back to Touchy's O. And that was quite the reaction on the very first play. Oh, Colton McEwen, one play to the house, gone 6-0. Indians. Coach Dorman says, that's just one. How about we go for number 2? And 2 yards out, McEwen would get his number 2, 14-0 Touchy. And it would just go on and on like that. The Indians go on to roll Colton by a score of 52-16.
And the Irish faithful get what they want. Well, the Irish faithful want the Fever, and here they go, last place of Stoughton on the road to DeSales. But boy, it was the Panthers who had their game together in the first. Connor Richard looking for the quick hit, but Stoughton's Jake Dilling steps in front of that one, and no one is catching him. Make it a 60-plus return and score, 7-0 Panthers. The Irish are able to march down the field, but could not finish. 3 straight incompletions. But in the second half, Richard would redeem himself with a rushing touchdown. That made the difference. Irish in a barn burner, 13-9. Go to Waitsburg for a battle of first place, and in a surprising turn, it's the Cardinals who fly past the Jags at home with a 45-28 win. Despite a loss in Idaho 2 weeks ago, the Bulldogs are still comfortably in the driver's seat in the Columbia River Conference. The 5th-ranked Dogs look to pick up steam tonight as they open their league schedule. And this one was not even close. Big Herm with a 70-burger on the Dowls, starting conference play by sending a major message, 75-6. 75-6, the final.
And some more scores for you. Pendleton taking down Hood River 55-27, while Weston McEwen taking down the Knights 59-45. As well as, what else we got? Stanfield went on the road to Hebner, but gets blown out 50-14. Go to Silo, where the Huskies look to leapfrog the Vikings for 4th in the standings. No score early in the first. Huskies on 4th down. TJ Garza off the snap, waits, and then takes off. He would get the first and more into plus territory. We would continue on this same drive once he gets tackled. Thank you. Huskies again going for it on 4th. Adrian Garza drops back, hits it to the 3rd Garza of these highlights. Asaph gets the first, but the drive would stall, and they come away empty-handed. Near the end of the first now, Vikings with the rock. Montana Blem hits Kyle Ditter across the middle. Counter for 25 yards and a first. The drive carried over into the second, which was a 4th and goal, and apparently no one likes kickers tonight because they go for it. Blem with a fake, keeps it himself, 7-0 Sela. Othello, though, comes back roaring 32-13.
And some SDAC scores for you. The Knights beat up the Panthers last week, but fell 2 spots in the rankings. Another tough one tonight, up 22-0 with the half on Kaibi, only to see that lead evaporate quickly and squeak out a 36-21 win. And thanks for joining us tonight. As fun, my first time.
As awesome. Glad you did. Eagles rebounded nicely from their Kaibi loss with a win of their own. AMS also won. We had fun. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.